Hey everybody. Hi. Welcome to our July 2020 So Powerful Purse unboxing party. You're here.
Yay!
And we're here.
Can you hear us? If you can hear us, give us a quick comment so we know we're live.
And we are super excited to be broadcasting. And so we can see those of you popping in, we can see on our side. And so we've never done anything like this before for unboxing. And so it's going to be a different style. So if you're in the room, you can turn off your volume. And so here's how this is going to work. We're going to thank and acknowledge all of the purse makers who have sent in purses in the last 5 weeks?
Yes,
something like that.
Since our last unboxing, correct?
Yeah. And some people have been asking, like, what's happening? Like, why are you doing another unboxing? I thought we only did this in October or November. And the truth is our program is just growing so quickly that we realized we need to change the script a little bit. So what we thought we were going to do this year was have a mid-year unboxing party and then have the normal end-of-year unboxing party. But we have some comments. By the way, you can leave comments and we can see them here and you could ask questions as well. But what we've realized is that the purses are coming in so quickly. We've got a good number of them behind us. Mm-hmm. We want to thank and acknowledge the purse makers on a more frequent basis. And so that's sort of the goal of what we're going to do. So we think at the moment, we're going to do one of these maybe every month for the rest of the year. And then by the end of the year, maybe we'll wait for 6 weeks or something and really do the grand finale at the end of the year. And make it a bigger event. Obviously, COVID has impacted what we can do, and so we're not doing a large event here at RCC, our home church, to help process the purses. So we're changing our style in terms of the processing of purses as well. So hopefully that gives a little bit of context. Before we jump in, just a few housekeeping notes. You could share this with a friend right now. On Facebook in particular, it's easy. There's a little share button if you're watching on your desktop. And I think you can do the same function on your phone. Anything else?
The more you engage, the more it goes out in other people's feeds. I think we're excited to kind of, have the new format, slow down a little bit, really take the time to thank each and every one of you. And we plan to show some purses, which is great.
Yeah.
So just continue to engage and spread the word.
Yeah. And you can leave comments on either Facebook or YouTube. We're broadcasting live in both places. And we have people who are helping us answer the comments on those platforms, but we can see them as well. And so if you have questions for us about the program, we'd be happy to answer live. Realize that some of you are new to the program and you don't understand all of the details on the ground in Zambia. So we're happy to answer questions about the program elements in Zambia. Also happy to answer questions about the purse project itself and how that works. And so we're super excited to thank and acknowledge people who have sent in purses in the last 5-6 weeks. And so let's do that. Now, let me just, before we jump in on the numbers of purses, give you a little update. So far this year, we've collected 8,336 purses. Plus what we have behind us. And so our goal for this year is 20,020 purses. And it's a big goal, big dream. Will we hit it? We have no idea. And every year we say, honestly, we have no idea. And honestly, it doesn't matter, because if everyone who can help does help, then whatever it is going to be okay. And do what you can and lend a hand, make a purse if you can. But we're going to go after that 20,020 purses goal this year. And we'll be able to give you regular updates. We won't have the hard count of today's purses to add, but we'll include it in the newsletter this next week, or maybe by 2 weeks from today. And so if you're not on our newsletter on the website, you can sign up, and that would be a great way to stay updated. Okay, so should we start doing some thanking?
I think we should start.
Some exciting
People
thanking.
Are waiting.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go first here, and I'm going to thank Rebecca Kelly from Sharpsburg, Georgia. Thank you so much.
Show the box.
Oh, the box. There's the box.
Is here.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Way to go. Awesome.
I have one right here that came from Veronica Shanton in Mission Viejo, California. Thank you so much, Veronica. So you can see we have these open. We are going to pull out some purses and show them to you.
Cinnamon can read
Here's a
this
big
one.
one. This one is from Mary Jane Ranke in Kelso, Washington. That's super close. This box says 67 purses. It's pretty heavy.
Awesome. Truly amazing. All right, here's a package from Claudia DiNardo. Thank you so much, Claudia. Erie, Pennsylvania. And it's just amazing that we get purses from all over the country. I know we always say this at unboxings, but when we hear from places like Erie, Pennsylvania, we just think, wow, the reach of this program.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, here's another one that I promised myself I wasn't going to have a hard time reading names and cities, but this one from Olga Castaneda is in Pflugerville, I believe is what that is. Pflugerville, Texas. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I know, should we pull some out? You guys want to see what's inside here?
Of course. Yeah.
This one here from Olga. This is great. This is a nice example of really nice embroidery done on the basic. This is the beginner level purse. We've got really cool embroidered detail on that front flap. Beautiful. And then, of course, a pop of color on the inside. I love stuff like that. Adds a little bit of surprise when you open it. Nicely done, Olga.
We have a large number of note cards that got sent in this time. And I just want to thank and acknowledge the note card senders for a moment, and then we'll show more purses. So let's just do the note cards real quick and talk about that. Vivian Sylvester, you sent us some note cards, and thank you so much. Olive Branch Ministry is just such a huge ministry partner, and we thank you so much for sending these in. And Gail Gorick from Gig Harbor, Washington, close by. Yeah. Thank you so much, Gail, for sending in these cards. Who else do we have?
Yeah, we've got a huge stack here. Nice laminated cards from Christy Harwood in Arlington, Iowa. Awesome. Look at how many cards are in there. That's going to be super helpful when we go to processing all these purses. And I think these came from Peggy. Now I'm a little confused. I believe these came in from Peggy Crichton, collected up with her group. A bunch of cards here. That's going to be super helpful. Thank you.
And then the last one is Sharon Kress. Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you so much, Sharon, for sending in the cards, and all of the note card writers. Just in case you're not familiar with how this works, we get a lot of purses, and unfortunately, sometimes they don't have note cards. And so when they don't have a note card, we always want to have a card that goes into the purse so that the girl that's receiving it in Zambia has a note card. And so if you're making purses or you're about to start making purses because you're watching this video and learning about the program, we'd encourage you to take your time and write a really nice handwritten note card. A few pro tips.
Pro tip number 1.
Cursive is hard.
Yes.
They don't teach cursive in Lusaka. English is a second language, so printing is good. Is very helpful. And 2-3 sentences, something encouraging, something that you would write to maybe your daughter or your niece. Say something that is inspirational, something like a scripture verse or a poem, a word of encouragement. Take a moment and really do your best to pray over the note card as you're writing it. Pray for the girl who will receive that purse, and make that a special part of the program. And we have people who embellish note cards and almost turn them into artwork. Yeah. And so any other pro tips on the note cards?
No, I mean, it's really an opportunity to just speak to that girl directly. I think a lot of those girls don't hear even simple things like they're beautiful. They have a purpose, they have something to offer. And I think just really being able to connect that through that card, not just hope you stay in school, but really, speaking into them about them personally, looking to Christ. You can include scripture for sure. They're all in school and they have Bible teaching. So all of that is just as meaningful as well.
Yeah. Somebody asked a question. Great question. Nancy asked, are we able to jump into Quilt Guild Zoom meetings and tell about the project? We would love to do that. And we also have regional coordinators around the country and actually in England and Australia and beyond Brazil. And so we're happy to have regional coordinators jump in and connect locally. And if you have a virtual group that's not, that's maybe geographically dispersed, we're happy to have regional coordinators jump in and help with that. So I think it looks like Sue answered as well. We are happy to connect with you and get the details about that quilt guild. And it would be an honor to be able to share the story. That'd just be terrific.
Yeah, it's funny too, seeing a comment come in where somebody's thanking other people for writing note cards. Another tip is it's a great thing to do with people who don't sew. And so people definitely have a skill of writing a good card versus, sewing, and you can include people in that way. If you're doing an event or you just have friends that you're sewing and they're writing cards, it's a great compliment to have those go together. Because not everybody, it's not the easiest thing. It's hard for me to do, especially when you're doing it repeated and trying to have a unique message that goes to different girls. So yeah, it's a huge help, you guys. Thank you.
Yep. Joe asked, where do the purses go after they arrive in Zambia, and who makes and fills them with the reusable hygiene products? Great question. So actually, we are super excited to share that tomorrow, our program coordinator is going to do a set of distributions at schools in Western Zambia. So basically, our program started in one school called the Needs Care School in Lusaka, Zambia, in a neighborhood called Nombe Compound. And that one location is where the Sewing Cooperative currently resides as well. And in Nombe Compound, it's a community of about 150,000 people. So our program right in Nombe Compound now reaches 30 schools. And our team there connects with the school administrators and works out all the details with the teachers about how to do the purse distributions. Now, in terms of the details of what's inside the purse, you want to share a little bit about all that detail and the teams there?
Yeah, so we have the sewing co-op there in the community, the women. Currently there's 20 ladies. They're paid as seamstresses. They're doing piecework style, and they're sewing the reusable feminine hygiene product. So the purses we collect here have the note card in them, but other than that, they go over to Zambia empty, and then they get filled with that reusable feminine hygiene product. So we've created a job there for the women in the community, which is a huge blessing to them. They're earning a good wage. And then we also have a soap team in the community as well, that they are receiving the supplies for free, and which works really well for the program, but then they're paid for their part of processing, remolding these soap fragments that they get into bars, and then the bars of soap go into the purse inside the plastic bag that we send the purse in. So when you see us bag a purse at an unboxing, if you watched a different video, similar to this, where this one has come in already in a bag, the bags then get reused there. They put the soap in the bag, that goes inside the purse. Also, we include 2 pairs of underwear, soap, hygiene supplies, underwear,
Thank you
card.
Yeah.
That's it. All of that. So that's in the purse, given to the girls. The girls don't pay for that. It's given to them in health class. Yeah.
So Joe, just one other kind of response to your question. The purpose of the purse program was always from the very beginning to come alongside the sewing cooperative that's there in Zambia and support their work. And so their work included originally school uniforms, and they do still sew school uniforms, and then the reusable feminine hygiene pad product. The purse program helps enable that to occur effectively. So they have their part, and they're their everyday sewing, and they make a good living from sewing those items and making the soap. And so that's the whole purpose of this program, is to really rally around the moms there in the community who are making a difference in their local community. We call it purposeful products. Soap, school uniforms, reusable hygiene pad, even farm fresh food from the 3 Esters farm that is also part of our program. All of those things we like to call purposeful products because they're being made there locally for blessing and impact locally. So they don't make things like tourist trinkets or exportable products that might come to America or something like that. They make things that are making a huge difference right in their community. And so it's sort of a triple blessing. You get to be blessed by being a part of it, by making a purse. The seamstress gets a blessing by having a job, or the soap maker have jobs. And then the beneficiaries of their work also get blessed. And so that's the whole kind of model that we're trying to build and strengthen together. And so it's a huge blessing. So thank you. It was a great question.
Yeah, I could just add quickly too. It kind of draws it, like as it shows the big picture, can highlight that $5. So when we ask for the $5 for each purse, not everybody can do that part. We've got people that can sew like crazy and have those resources and can sew purses. And then we have other people that donate just to support the purse project with that thought in mind that it costs $5 to fill a purse. So that $5 is what's paying for the supplies to make the hygiene supplies, and then also the salary pay for the soap team and the seamstresses there on the ground. So all of it kind of works together that way. So if you see that part when we say, cost $5 to fill a purse, that's how that all works together.
Okay, so should we read some more names?
Yeah, so this one here, this is fun. So in our other world, we have a doll clothes pattern website, Pixie Fair, and this purse here has come in from one of our designers, Lori Kwok. She has Jen Ashley doll designs on that website, so super awesome to see this come in. This was the purse that we just held up a while ago to show you the bag, but yeah, this is a great one. It's taped shut. Cute embellishment with that right across the front. This is the beginner level purse too. So we've got cute flap embellishment, which I'm not sure if we even talked about our virtual sew day we had the other day, but we were
time out, talk about it.
We were showing lots of examples of ways to add embellishment to that front flat panel, which I'm finding now that we've introduced this pattern, people's creativity is like unlocked, and we're seeing so many great fun options that people are doing there on that front.
So the virtual retreat day was just a couple days ago. It was on Saturday. The whole thing is recorded. We actually have the recordings available on Facebook and YouTube, but we're editing them down, and we'll have one landing page so that if you didn't get a chance to watch the whole retreat day, you'll be able to go to a page, watch the whole retreat day. Cinnamon and Leslie did a fantastic job, a fun time making a purse out of 3 fat quarters.
3 fat quarters, yeah. So it's just a little bit different twist on the layout, but making the same pattern. So so it's a great resource if you want to do an event later that kind of walks through it and chunks them. It'll be great to have on the site.
If you're just joining us, we haven't shown all the names or read all the names yet. Somebody asked. But we're working our way through that.
We said maybe 4 or 5. We're going slow.
Mary McGinnis, thank you so much for sending in a lovely purse.
Cinnamon. We might as well just pull them out as we're going. This is blue, my favorite color. Okay, I love this one. Very cute, sparkly little applique flower there on the front cover. Nice lining on the inside. What? Oh, tulips. Yes, tulips, as somebody's pointing out. Tulips. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Marsha Keen in San Jose, California. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Now, this doesn't look like, but it's denim. Doesn't look like denim, but I'm pretty sure that's denim, yeah?
Yeah, that's a good tip for like the body of the bag. You can do denim or twill. You don't need to do interfacing that way. It gives a nice structure.
That's great.
Very cute.
Thank you for those 2 purses. They're fantastic.
And here we have a stack that came in from Gasipian Quilt Shop up in Issaquah, which is local to us. They did a sew day there, and these are some of the purses from that event. So very cute, vibrant colors, nice fabrics. Awesome.
Linda Fought, Mesa, Arizona. Thank you so much. Oh, look, and she even did a fun, wait, where's my camera angle? This is so hard to do. Wait, I can't, goodness.
Backwards, think backwards.
18 purses to change lives in Zambia. That's so great. Way to go. Thank you.
Yes, I see people taking our advice to decorate your boxes. So this one here, let's see, move the right way. No, yes, this way.
There you go.
So powerful. Sew a purse, keep girls in school. 25 girls kept in school with this box.
Yeah, that's totally right.
Awesome.
Yep.
So this is another great tip. Apparently there's 25 purses in a flat rate large box here.
Yep.
Here, we could probably pull some of these out. We'll show some of these in a second. Did we say who this was from?
From Lynn Johnson.
From Lynn Johnson.
Spokane, Washington.
Spokane.
Thank you, Lynn. That's fantastic.
You're going that way?
I thought you were going to pull some out.
Oh, I figured I would. Pink. Oh, this is so cute. Okay, here. Here we've got one.
There you go.
Pink with a cute version of applique on the front. That's really cute. Very creative. Lots of cute decorative stitching. Oh, and it repeats on the inside.
Surprise.
So cute. We got yellow lining on the inside. This is very bright and cheery, which is another good one. You know, girls there love the bright, colorful purses.
Yep. Love it. Okay. Good. Let me just mention, can I have that? let me just mention one tiny little tidbit about the program. The bags we use, some people have asked, like, what happens with the bags? Why the bags? So just so you know, every purse that comes into us ends up in Zambia in a really thin kind of commercial bag. It doesn't have like a zip lock or anything like that. These bags are used because they keep them clean and nice in our packaging, in the container system, in our boxes. But then once they get to Zambia, the seamstresses take them out of this bag and they put them into, put the soap in this bag, and then they put the soap back into the purse. So it's really ultimately like a little bag that the soap is used for. These are very lightweight. So just a pro tip, the challenge can be like Ziploc style, are heavier and bulkier, and it can get hard. So don't feel like you have to do bags at all. We have bags that we buy in the thousands, like 20,000 at a time or some crazy thing. And so we bag them all, so they're all uniform that way. So just so you know kind of how the bagging stuff works. So yeah, good. All
right, here we got one from Shirley Ring in Madison, Wisconsin. A whole bunch tied together in here. I see lots of bright, colorful purses. Very cute. Let's see if I can untie this. I can show one. Very cute. So that's nice, vibrant purple and blue. We love to see that. So nice. Turquoise on the lining. Thank you, Shirley.
This one is from P.O. Box 492 in Crestwood, Kentucky. You know who you are. And you'll know by your work. You can say who you are if you'd like when you see this in the comments. Beautifully done. Really, really nicely done. Example of a purse. Is it quilted
it's kind of like a quilted
what is
fabric.
that?
It's
is that
nice.
like it's a quilted?
It's like not embroidered, but I've seen some that are embroidered almost like in a pattern like that. So that's interesting. But
very nicely done.
Pre-quilted. That might even be watered.
P.O. Box 492. You are awesome. Thank you so much.
And I saw a comment in there. Somebody asked if the boxes were all open, and I'm not sure if they meant if we had gone through them all already or just that we actually have the boxes open. But as we mentioned at the beginning, we have them open so that we can pull some purses out as you're seeing and try to show you some along the way.
Yeah.
So this one here, we've got a good size box from the Weatherbees in Brookhaven, Georgia. So this one's got quite a few in here. Lots of bright colors. Very cool. This one has a nice sort of African vibe to it.
Yeah, very cool. That is fun. Look at that.
So many, and they're packed in here. Good job packing them in.
Yeah, the packing is an art. In fact, I believe that somewhere in our groups, maybe it's in the So Powerful Purse Makers. Maybe it's in the So Powerful Purse Makers group. There's actually a little video of how to optimize.
I think it was in a podcast.
Your packaging. I think it's been a podcast conversation and the video as well. And so there are pro tips for that. And the USPS flat rate box is the best box to use. You want to talk through a bit about that?
The USPS flat rate. Flat rate, so it's not based on weight. So this is another good example. This one has written on the outside somewhere that there's 31 purses. This one came from Vivian Sylvester, Olive Branch Ministries. And you can see in here, she's got these packed in. They're rolled super tight. So she has that version of
method
puzzle, yes, to get all those in there. And these are actually pretty heavyweight. It's like a twill fabric. So even though they're rolled pretty flat, she's got, they're embellished. It's a heavier weight fabric. They just have sucked all the air out of these and sandwiched them all in. So it's a great job. I think 31 in this one. And somebody was saying that you can probably get 32. You might be able to get 32 in there or in that longer box that we showed the first time.
The reason the USPS flat rate boxes are the best to use is because Susan, the mail carrier here locally, knows So Powerful and is really a fan of the program. And she guards these like a hawk and gets them to, this is a church we're broadcasting from, gets them here and knows how kind of the system works. The only time we ever have problems with purses arriving locally is when you require signature or you use UPS or FedEx. So best practice, flat rate, USPS box.
Right.
And it just works well. And so if you ever wonder, that's the reason. And Tori mentioned
I just saw Tori's comment. Yeah.
Olive Branch Ministries. Vivian works is a coordinator for Olive Branch Ministries, and it's just an amazing ministry partner. They do so much to be of help, and it's just an honor to be able to have them be collaborators in all that's happening in Zambia. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we're working our way down.
Let me mention one topic after this one, and then we'll kind of finish up here. So the Elrods in Yuma, Arizona. Thank you, Mrs. Elrod, I'm assuming. Not so much Mr. Elrod.
You never know.
It could be Mr. Elrod. I don't know, but the Elrods. Thank you so much. A fantastic box full.
So many webbing
and
straps.
so much great webbing.
You can see a lot in our virtual sew-along day about different ways to do straps.
Yep.
This was highlighted. Webbing is a great option. Makes the purse sewing a lot faster.
Oh, look at that.
This is so cute. Look at that. This one's got a nice embroidered cross design
That is fantastic.
there on that front flap.
Wow.
Pulling in all the colors, everything. Oh, that's really great how that all ties together. And then again, that nice webbing purple strap.
It's a pro tip that the webbing is not in the pattern, but you can get it at places like Home Sew.
Yep. Home Sew
And just
has
use this instead of the strap piece. Yep.
And I think they're So Powerful discounts, 10% off SP10 if you order from them. And so they have a lot of variety of colors, which is great. But people in that So Powerful Purse Project Facebook group can guide you into that if you have questions. So if you're not in that Facebook group specifically, be sure to join it, and you'll get all kinds of tips on where to buy and optimize and all of that. Yeah.
Phyllis said she better start folding her bags tighter to get more in her box.
Yeah, I think the 31. I wonder if that's
it's a good number. I mean, that's a lot of purses to get into a box. So yeah, there's your challenge for you. Okay. Let me mention a little bit about our COVID response and relief effort before we keep going with the purses. So as you might know, if you're on our newsletter list or seen our Facebook videos, when the COVID pandemic really hit months ago, now what was it, March timeline, we started working with our team in Zambia to ask the question, how could they best respond to COVID in their local community? And they really pulled together their resources in a striking way. They had a group that was a part of their ministry for 10, 15 years called the Caregivers. They used to care for HIV/AIDS. It's like hospice type workers who would care for those who were at the final stages of HIV/AIDS in their community. They had about 100 of these caregiver people. And so they've done different things over the years, but they re-rallied them around doing response to COVID. And the caregivers stepped up. We raised money, and we did an 8-week campaign with the caregivers, and we paid them a daily stipend to actually go to all of the houses, and they're very systematic about how they did this. It was like world class compared to what we were doing in the United States. They basically went to every household in Nombe compound and would talk about the issue, give them information. They translated all of the World Health Organization info into Nanja and Bimba, which are the 2 local languages. And the caregivers proactively went out. And then the sewing cooperative got involved and started making masks for the caregivers, and making a lot of masks. And then the soap team got involved and started making. The goal was 1,000 bars of a day of soap, and we made so many bars of soap we have no idea how many we made. Like, nobody stopped to count 1,000 every day, but they made masses of soap, and they continued to do this. And so every household that they were reaching out to, they would give soap to and information. And literally, this was probably like the best ministry effort that I can imagine that it's occurred in a long time. It's the best ministry effort I've heard of in a long time. And all we did was tell you all about it, and you helped us raise the money. It was really the team in Zambia. It was their resources. It was their thinking and systems. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it gave them the opportunity to just personally go and interact with so many community members in a way where they were just offering to help, educate them and give them the free soap. So, not asking for anything in return, but simply just being there, I think is a great way for them to, in the long term, everybody will remember Esther and the group of caregivers and her school and the community center and all of that as a center point for Nombe.
I think it's fair to say it's God's work. Reaching out to your neighbors, giving them a bar of soap in Jesus' name and information about what was going on. And what we heard back initially was many people in the community had heard there was this global virus that was killing people, but they didn't have any details at all. And so the caregivers were able to answer questions, and get them the basics of hand washing, wear a mask, that kind of thing. Well, that was phase 1. And it went really well. We did that for 8 weeks, and it was just a huge, huge success there locally. And again, you all funded that. But we raised so much money that we were able to do a phase 2 of COVID relief. And I'm really excited to tell you a little bit more about that. Phase 2 of COVID relief was basically, Esther went to the 30 schools that we have purse distribution programming with in Nombe Compound, and basically asked them where they were at in their compliance with COVID-19 rules. Well, the schools in Zambia were initially closed completely, like they had been in the US. And then they opened the schools in Zambia for what they call the primary testing grades, which was like grade 7, it might be 4, 7, and 9, actually. Grade 4, 7, and 9, I think it was. There's 3 grades. Those students had to come back, and they had to wear a mask, and the school had to have a hand washing station outside every classroom and kind of follow these protocols. Well, these schools don't have hand washing stations. And they didn't have masks for their students. And so phase 2 of our COVID relief was the sewing cooperative needs care, our sewing cooperative team and our soap team worked together, and we equipped the 30 schools with soap, the buckets, and a stand for hand washing stations, hand sanitizer, which they make from a recipe which we helped them find.
Thank you, Pinterest.
Exactly.
Yes.
And masks for those students. And the school teachers just blown away. I mean, you just don't see this stuff happening. You don't see this stuff happening anywhere in the world. You especially don't see it happening in a very, very challenging community in a place like Nombe Compound. And so it's just a huge blessing. And I just want to stop and really thank everybody who took the time to pray for the COVID-19 impact there in Zambia, to write a check and contribute to that program. We crushed it together. And so that is just it's a huge, huge, huge blessing. And we'll have more videos that come up from these 30 schools now. If you haven't seen our COVID relief page on So Powerful, we have a whole bunch of videos that document the outreach and some of the details. So we'll be sure to share a link to that underneath this video. But anyway, I just want to thank you again. Okay, so anything else on COVID-19 or is that?
I mean, you just mentioned she's doing that, about to do more, so we'll have a lot more video. I think, it'd be helpful to see kind of the conditions there, because you mentioned they need hand washing stations, and in here we have access to running water, and of course the school has a sink and running water, and there's a lot of those community schools that we've shared some pictures, but it's literally framed in and almost like plastic tarping around the sides, and that's their community school. And so things just as simple as being able to wash their hands is kind of along the lines of the hygiene supplies, and just assuming that people have access to stuff that in this community they don't have access to that. So having Esther even being in that community, being the one to provide that for the other people in the community is actually a pretty cool sort of miracle to watch come together, I think.
Testimony of God's grace. And we all get to be a part of that. If you've supported the sewing co-op, then you're a part of that. And so thank you so much. Okay, so let's keep going on some.
Here. Okay, here's one from Diane Cannon in Aurora, Colorado.
Is that a movie star? Diane, if you're a movie star and would like to do infomercial for So Powerful, let us know.
Yes, these look
These
like
look
they are
so
made from
cute.
some upcycled denim with some very cool applique on the front. Very cool. So yeah, so these are great. You can see that nice, soft, it's heavy, but worn in denim. So that's really great. And it's cute, colorful accent and very cute lining on the inside.
Okay, got a huge one from Lydia Stinner, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you so much. The
Yes.
Canadians.
So many come in from Lydia. I think this is a name we will not forget.
Thank you
Yes,
so much,
awesome.
Lydia. And thank you for all of you who are doing the PERS program abroad. Canadians, we feel like we're your next door neighbors here. We love going up to Vancouver and Victoria whenever we can. But some of you are from Brazil and the UK and other countries in Europe and beyond. We have people making purses all over the world. Really want to thank you for doing that. We realize it's an extra burden for the shipping. We're growing our network of regional coordinators to try to help with consolidating shipping opportunities. But it's an extra step that you take, and we really, really want to thank you for doing that. It's a huge blessing. Yeah.
Awesome. Here is one from Emily Fulton in Nevada, Iowa. This is a flat rate box packed full of purses, and I will say this is another tip because some in here are rolled and some are flat. So she has her cards actually sitting on top with a note that says these are for the rolled purses. So if you're concerned about rolling your purse and wrecking your card, this is another way to do it. And these are great. These are handwritten, but laminated, so they'll last forever. Very, very nicely done. And these will be great. Super touching.
This is just a fantastic example of a note. It's laminated, which is a very nice touch. You don't have to do that, but it's kind of cool. Like it lasts longer. It's also not cursive, so easy to read, and it's so personable. And so this is just great. So thank you so much.
Yeah, beautiful, colorful purses. This is actually, I think this is one of the first ones today from the intermediate pattern. So you can see that one there that's got the pocket on the front.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Props for the intermediate pattern makers.
Yes.
So
you can we have both patterns available on the website. Download both. You can interchange the flaps and do either purse body, but that has that pocket on the front, which is cute.
So if you're watching this and you're not familiar with the website, sopowerful.org, there's 2 patterns that you can download for free, and they're digitally downloaded patterns. It says buy now for $0.00, so please don't be scared off by that. It's a free pattern, either one, beginner or intermediate. Just download it from the website, and then it's got all the step-by-step photography, laid out kind of based instructions. And we also have video tutorials for each of them as well to help walk you through your first one, and then you'll be a whiz from there, right?
Yep.
Let's do that one, and we'll save this one till the end because we want to talk about a few more things before we wrap up.
This bag right here is a bunch of purses that if you were watching on Saturday, these all came in from regional coordinators. I believe Jan Cancilla did this one.
Ooh, it's like a boom.
From Tori Elwell and Elizabeth Mittman and Jan Paul. I got to Mary Ann, so I'm seeing they're coming pretty fast. This one, yeah.
Hilarious.
That's the back. There's the front.
Sorry. Oh, wait, sorry.
Hilarious, it means beautiful.
No, yeah, hilarious, awesome. This is cool.
Yes,
Look.
This one is a great one also from Jan that
one,
really
Dana?
just highlighted, she said she had a bunch of that trim. The girls are going to love that. She might need to make more so they don't fight over it, I think, when it
That's
gets
so great.
there. Yes.
It's very cool.
Yes. And then this one here got a lot of engagement on our live stream too, because people were asking how to do this. And I believe Verna did this one with the origami butterfly. So we're working on getting that written up in a way where we have that as a follow along tutorial, maybe like a PDF or a print version or something like that, so that we can show you exactly how to do that. That one seemed to get a lot of interest. Very cute. Yep. Oh, another one. I love that style too.
Look at that.
Mittman.
That is so striking.
Silhouetted design, very pretty.
Yep, we need tutorials for the butterflies for sure.
Yes, tutorials. So
Yep.
these are these ones. We got all these. So we had a bunch of those.
Yep. Okay.
And
we have one more, but before we reveal the final package that we've got, I want to just mention a few other details. A lot of people ask how you can help. And so what we'd love to do is encourage you to just do the basics of the program, make a purse. And if you're stressed out by the 20,020 purses goal, just forget that part. Just ignore the idea of a big goal.
Every single purse counts towards 20,000.
Yeah,
yes.
Totally. And so make a nice purse. And we've always said to people from the beginning, if you have to go for 5 purses really fast or 1 purse that's really your artwork, go for your artwork.
Yeah.
I know it's attention, and we want to reach as many girls as we can, but we also want to reach them with something that is, I know it sounds cliche maybe, but made with love, made with intention, made like it's your daughter or your granddaughter or your niece, something that is a keepsake level, because there's a lot of need in the world. But the elements of this program that are important is the love that you convey in the process of making the purse. And so many of you do that so incredibly well. So we just always want to encourage you. The basics of the program are make a great purse and write a note card. I know that can be really challenging. In fact, for some people, the note card
is the holdup. Yeah. But that's
harder.
Why, find somebody who can do that well. And get them engaged in the program with you. Yep.
And then the $5 per purse. I know that can be a stretch as well, but we really encourage you, if you can write a check to cover $5 for the purses you make, it's incredibly helpful. The underwear costs this year, the underwear we purchased to go into purses, has skyrocketed because of shipping issues related to borders being locked down, that kind of thing. So it's really important that we have $5. We have to have $5 for every purse. Now, if you don't have $5 to give, but you can still send in a purse, of course, do that. We have other donors that are stepping up. Sometimes we have folks who aren't so much into making the purses, but they're really excited about the impact that can occur in the program. And so they're willing to write checks to help underwrite the program. And of course, that's incredibly helpful. So that $5 per purse is an important goal. The other thing that we're working on as a large group right now is our building project. Our building, if you haven't seen, there's information about it on the website. We have a building program that is going to basically, let's just say, double plus or quadruple the size of our sewing cooperative in Zambia. And that building is about 85% complete. We have about $25,000 to $30,000 that are needed before we can finish the building. And it's literally just, it's exterior paint, it's flooring, it's the ceiling tiles inside, lighting fixtures, stuff like that. So close to being done. And so if you have extra blessing in your life, or you have it on your heart to help in some way, we would really, really love your support for the building project. The building program that we've done there is really intentionally designed to do a couple things. It's going to unlock the location for the sewing co-op and literally double, or let's say, triple the size. But it also then frees up space in the school itself where the seamstresses currently reside, which was supposed to be the teacher's lounge, which was never able to occur. But yes, there still is one box we're waiting to
I'm
announce.
watching the comments. We'll fix it.
And so we'd love your help, because the building is going to unlock much, much more potential. Our program is growing so quickly that there's these elements that continuously kind of expand. And one of the elements that is just a point that has to expand is we have to be able to make as many hygiene pads and bars of soap
as we collect
purses.
Yes.
So we can't do all purses and no hygiene pads. We can't have a massive purse program without a really, really effective sewing studio. And so many of you have signed up previously to be an Atelier Angel, which is an Atelier Angel is a
sewing workshop. Yes, so you're an angel supporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to say, yes. Atelier in French means workshop. So if you are interested in being an angel for the workshop, and blessing and supporting them, you can go to the website and sign up. It would be a huge, huge help. And that would be just tremendous. And so the building.
Rebecca Kelly's wondering where her box is. I was going to show it in a minute.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I'm watching the comments.
Don't worry, we have the box. We have the
it.
box. What was I saying? sign up to become an Italia Angel.
Sorry.
And that would be a huge blessing. And because we've got to grow there as we grow here. We think roughly by the end of this year, we'll be in something between 30 and 60 schools. Well, let's say it this way. We know we will be in 30 schools in Nome Bay compound, and we don't know how many schools we'll be in through our distribution partnership with World Vision. So it will likely be somewhere, probably close to 50, 60 schools. And the sewing cooperative in Zambia is getting larger and larger. Their vision is to hire 50 seamstresses for the sewing cooperative. And so we would love your help making that a reality with both the building and the Italia Angels support.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. I think quickly, it's kind of funny because we have big goals and it's like 20,000 purses, and she just received the 12,000 that we sent
from December
6 months ago, and she's maxed out capacity wise, so it's all tied together. The funding for the building has to come in, or we have to sort of like send the purses a little bit slower so that she can actually put them somewhere. So yeah. But yes, back to Rebecca. We actually announced your box, I think, very first.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you just missed it.
Yep.
But here it is. We do have it. Thank you so much. And thank you for sticking around to make sure that we got it on there. But yes, thank you so much for sending in the purses.
And our final box. This is huge. From Judith Wells in
Canada, right?
Berwick, New South Wales, Canada. Berwick, NS.
Nova Scotia.
Sorry. Nova Scotia. Thank you so much, Judith.
Rebecca, yeah.
This is fantastic. And it's a huge one, so we really, really appreciate it.
And here's a few purses from Rebecca's box. These are beautiful. I love the way these fabrics here coordinate. Very nice. Very nicely done. Inside, even more.
Awesome.
Super cute.
Okay, so before we wrap up, let's keep answering some questions. So Judy asked, are you expanding throughout Zambia? And so appreciate you asking that question. The board of directors of So Powerful, which is an amazing group of people, really prayed about what to do. And initially, like 5 years ago, in terms of how we would expand. And we, as a group, decided we should really do our very best to make a real impact in Zambia before we expand to other countries, because we get asked frequently can we expand to other countries? People will inquire. And so the board really had that mindfulness to say, we want to expand in Zambia. And so we actually are starting to explore how would we expand the sewing capacity in Zambia. We have distribution partnership in Zambia that can allow us to minister almost all the way around the country. So there's that component, but the sewing cooperative itself, we just have one, and we're praying and thinking and researching how we might have two or even more in the future. And so pray with us about that. It would be super exciting to see that come together, but that is something that's that we're praying about and thinking about and researching, because we really believe the Lord is blessing this program. So many of you have come alongside us as partners on the purse making side and on the funding side to enable that to occur. And so we're really excited to see how it might play out in the future. Yeah. Other questions that we can answer. I'm just going to peruse the chat here. Anything that you guys have seen that I haven't, feel free to ask me or just mention.
Anything we have glossed
We've got some new people.
Hey, new people.
What is it? Yeah,
New
I saw
people.
a new one down at the bottom. It looks like somebody probably asked, and I know they're explaining in there a little about what's our program.
Alyssa asked what this is. Okay, so thank you so much for asking that question. We're a Christian ministry helping in Zambia, which is a country in southern Africa, and it's a sewing cooperative, a soap cooperative, and a farm. And the So Powerful Purse is a program that we started in 2014 to help come alongside the sewing cooperative that's there on the ground in Zambia. And so your opportunity is to make a purse, tell your friends about it, share it with your quilt guild and your church group, that kind of thing, and then send it in to us, and it goes to the sewing cooperative there. They coordinate all the details. They're paid for their part of the program. They get jobs out of all of this. And so it's really creating a wonderful impact in their lives. And I think some of the most touching times that Cinnamon and I have ever had related to this program are when we've sat privately or in small groups with the seamstresses. And I know you have a fun story about that.
Yeah, I think, one of the first times, and they were kind of hesitant to share, I think probably because English isn't their primary language, but, when one of them said, like, before she was a part of this program, she didn't have any skills. She was married and has children, but didn't have any way to contribute to provide for the family. And this has given her skills because they don't read, and many of them they don't read and write, but she learned how to sew. She has a skill set now that nobody can take away from her. It can't be stolen, and she can provide food and necessities. Her kids are in school, and it seems like something so small, and even the amount that they're being paid, but how it works in their community, it's actually a good wage, and it just really little by little is changing the life, just one family at a time, which is just neat to watch come together.
Yeah. Judy just left a comment and said she grew up in Kitwe, which is in the eastern area of Zambia. And she said, I know this is needed there too. Just found you on Saturday. Judy, you don't know this, but one of the locations that we've been praying about and researching more is Kitwe and Ndola. And so in the Copper Belt area and beyond. And so pray with us about that. And maybe we'll have to connect. But yeah, Zambia is a beautiful country. Many towns that would absolutely need this program work to occur. Not just the purses being distributed in schools, but obviously the job opportunities as well that would go along with the sewing cooperative and soap cooperative. So it's something to pray about, and welcome to the fun. Mm-hmm. And thank you so much for finding us on Saturday. And we're just honored to have you learn more about the program. Of course, the website has tons of information. Yeah, we're glad you found us. Any final questions before we wrap up? This is our July unboxing party, and we're honored.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, honored to have been able to do it.
There was one comment in there. It's kind of grayed out. It was the last one that came in, just asking about the distribution. And I don't know if you touched on it earlier, but usually we go every year, and then we can capture a lot of pictures and we do a distribution. And it wouldn't have been even with all 12,000 purses at one time anyway. That's hard to do at one time. Mm-hmm. But, and we try to update with pictures. I know that was a highlight last year when, Jason had stood there and just like snap picture after picture. Every girl held up their purse at just one of the schools. And it's a great way to see just, the reality of the connection that your purse is actually going into a girl's hands. And so I think as we work with Esther for what she does this year, she's taking tons of pictures and videos and passing them through to us all the time. And, if we can include that in an easy format for you guys to see on here, we'll do that as much as we can. And then of course, our plan is as soon as we can, coordinate a trip to go back over there, do that again and capture more pictures. We've
generally gone every May or July, depending on the year, for like the last 6 years or something like that. So this year is the first time we haven't gone in a while, although we skipped 1 year. But anyway, usually we go in the summertime. So we will be coordinating a trip again. Probably for either this winter or next May. Yeah, and so the distributions though are going on throughout the year basically. And the way it kind of works is the cargo container will arrive with a large number of the purses. So literally a couple weeks ago, Esther received the cargo container from what was sent in December. And so that's 12,000, whatever, 700 purses. Yeah. And so she has those now, and then she'll have them filled with the reusable hygiene pad product, the soap, and the underwear. And then she's doing distribution. So tomorrow her distribution is with World Vision, and it's in the western province of Zambia. She's going to do the health training and helping set up the program work in that area. And those purses are ready to go. The distributions will happen like that in batches or chunks.
A couple hundred girls at a time, usually in Nombe. That it might be 200 or 100 purses. It depends on the size of the school. So, yeah. So that's the way it works. I think the bag question keeps coming up here. I see it. So we touched
Bag
on that
question.
a little bit, but it's just easiest, I think, if the purses come in not individually bagged, so that we have consistent bagging weight and room in the box when we're trying to put our 150 per box as we get them on the container. So no need for you to pre-bag them.
Yeah.
Just pack as many as you can, rolled or squished or whatever, into the boxes that you have. Yeah.
Yep. Terry mentioned, Dana's caught it. So yeah, Dana, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. Great. Well, when is the next one? So I think we're probably going to turn this into, at this point, like a monthly or every 6 weeks
So probably August
situation.
What are
So
we right now, middle of
so
July?
probably by the end of August, we'll do another unboxing party. We would love to have you get on our newsletter list so that you're aware of how we're going to do that. And so if you go to the website, you should be able to sign up for the newsletter if you don't get it. And you can certainly just email me directly, jason@sopowerful.org, if you don't get the newsletter but you want to, or you maybe opted out previously or something like that. And we're happy to get you on the list. And then we'll announce this next unboxing party. So we're still going to have a big one at the end of the year. We'll hopefully have people in the room, really processing the purses when we do that big one. But I think what we'll do is just do another one like this in August. And, we're all winging it with the...
Depending on the volume of boxes, because I think if we
Yeah.
start seeing too many come in, we'll want to do it just
Weekly?
to keep the flow, easy to do. This already, has taken almost an hour. And I think we
Yeah.
were kind of like, oh yeah, we can do this really fast. So I think it'll just take
Yeah.
time to figure out, but how many should we include each time?
Yeah.
Each announcement.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really, really appreciate your participation. And just want to thank you again for your love and support for the mission and purpose. God is doing amazing things in the hearts and lives of the girls who receive these purses. They win back, in essence, like 6 weeks of school when they get a purse and have the ability to stay in school all month. And God is doing amazing things in the hearts and lives of the seamstresses and soap makers in the sewing cooperative. They get money to feed their family and to keep their kids in school and to make a huge difference in their household budget and in their community. And God is doing amazing things in your lives.
Your lives, that's the hope, right?
And we love to hear those stories. And we're just so incredibly grateful for the way in which your sewing machine and you can change the world. And it's true. And we're really, really honored to be able to collaborate together to make it all come together. It's God's work, and we're in it together. And we just want to thank you again. So we're going to sign off at this point, but thank you again so much for hanging out with us today. This video will be will be available both on Facebook and YouTube. And you could forward it right along to your friends or to your missions pastor at your church or to your quilt guild or whoever you want to share more about the program. And then, of course, you can share the link to sopowerful.org with them.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. It's super awesome.
Okay. Bye, everybody.